Alright, brand new. They haven't been opened. I use a Sharpie and just put my little thing on there. Okay. Now we're going to come over here to this dust. Oh my goodness, there might not be enough dust left on the dusty mantle. You've got a paintbrush, big fat paintbrush, and the plate. And I'm going to put this back over here. I'm just going to sweep the dust with the paintbrush onto the plate. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. Get over here in the light. I already have my glass ready. I was going to let it, I don't know if these things happen I think it takes them a minute. I mean, you can see the fractal lines and patterns and things when you do it, but I think it gets a little stronger. I'm not sure. I haven't really figured out how that part works, if it's instant or not, but hopefully this video will answer that question. So, okay, I have my glass and the plate. I shouldn't shake it. I was trying to figure out where I wanted to save, or to, to cover up. I had to cut my glass. Okay. So it's on. Now I have to clean everything around the glass off. That just gets lost. And then I'll tape the glass down and look at it with the microscope. Okay. Okay, I have it. I have the glass taped down and cleaned off anything that's not under glass. And let's see. I'll probably put it right here in this darker area. Right. Okay. Now, you'll just see the rest of it on the screen. Oh, shoot, I meant to start recording. Okay. Alright. So you'll see the rest of it on the screen recorder from this point on. Okay. Okay. Screen recorder is recording. And so everything else should be straight from the screen recorder. It's a pretty good one. You ever see dust make patterns? This dust makes patterns. Straight lines, all kinds of things going on. See these lines? Why is dust settling on a plate in straight lines? A few days ago I put up a video about the Hydra being in everything, the leaves, the trees, the wood, the seeds, on the insects, I assume in the insects, on us, in us. And I read parts of a medical research article about the transgenic hydras, which means GMO hydras. And it talked about pattern forming. I've been talking about pattern forming since I was looking at the rock particles in the cups and the little particles, like if this is a particle and this is a particle, all these little things, they would be in like a circle or, you know, just random shapes, but they would be also spaced like equally apart. There were odd things and my eyes would see them and it didn't make sense. You know, why are these things spaced equally apart and making these intentional shapes? Because it's definitely purposeful. And I mean, it's rock particles shouldn't say, you know what, I want to be a triangle today, and so a whole bunch of particles pull together and make a triangle. There was clearly something going on, and I've said a lot lately that I was looking at these rocks 2 years ago, and I would see an occasional hydra, but I wasn't seeing many hydras like I am now. And I'm not sure that I wasn't, because of the way I used the microscope when I was doing the cups. It was a different thing. And there would be these lines going all over the place, these weird clear white lines, and the microscope was focused on the inside of the lids of the cups, and for all I know, all those lines could have been the tentacles of Hydra. That just because I was so close, I couldn't really see what I was looking at. And I'm saying that because of the pattern forming and this article that I referenced a few days ago, and it talks about the pattern forming. And so, unless it's just the general dust that also has some kind of magic in it that says, okay, you know, make some shapes and fractals and do some weird things, then the Hydra would have been involved in the things going on in those cups. I don't know. The best thing I can do is either go back and review all of that footage. Oh my Lord, there's so much footage. Or, you know, just pull out the cups and see if... It's been so long since I've looked at those cups, I just can't imagine. Anyway, there is a possibility that the Hydra were in those cups in more numbers than what I realized until, you know, a few days ago reading that and thinking about it. And and thinking, you know what, they could have easily been there just like these are. And if these tentacles were just stretched across the lid, the inside of a cup lid, and the microscope is looking at it, I might not have recognized what I was looking at. There were times where I would see a Hydra very clearly, just like this. So it's a tough call. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that I was not seeing Hydras everywhere. Every time I sit the microscope down on something, there's a Hydra. Hydras, more. And that's new. It hasn't been like that. So anyway, so this pattern forming, like right here, you can see this line that's going down like that. And it's not a straight line, but it is kind of, because like here, if you just look at how it follows, I mean, all of this is contained in that space. It's making a line. It's not scattered out like it should be. If it was just random chaos and particles falling and hitting the surface of the plate and just staying where they land, it should look like this right here, you know, just scattered out and messy. So, oh, I had it zoomed in. I didn't realize I was zoomed in. Well, let's go back and look at that V again then. Well, I must have... Oh, I zoomed in on that Hydra. That's right. That's right. So, but right here, this is a perfect example. I mean, dust swept with a paintbrush off of furniture onto a plastic plate. It should settle in random chaos. But here we've got these... Oh, my mouse is being difficult. These purposeful lines, this shape. And I'm big about the triangles. I'm determined they're making something with this. The triangles are, I feel like the triangles are important. I don't know what they're making, but I've seen enough things making triangles. Rock particles, dust. There's just, I see triangles in a lot of things. Anyway, this is a pattern. This is pattern forming. This is something intentional, purposeful happening here. This isn't just random chaos in the dust. Okay? I think people can see that, and you know, common sense should say, yeah, dust should fall and settle and be random. Not these lines. Here's a line. Do you see the yellow particles? Now this one's a little bit out of place, but that's a line. I can show a lot with the pattern forming. I've been looking at these crazy things doing crazy things for long enough that it's not my imagination. This is actually happening. I can't tell what it is they're creating because I'm too close. What I need is something to take me up higher. Uh-oh. I need something to take me up higher away from, to get a wider view. And I can kind of do that by putting another piece of glass down. And let's look at that V. Okay. So it gives a little bit of a wider view, but still not a complete, you know, view of seeing what it is they're doing, why they've made a V. You know, but it does give you a more complete look. Not fully complete, but you do have a better idea of what these things are. No, you don't have a better idea of what they're doing. You get a better idea of these, like these straight lines. When you're up close, you can tell it's a line, but when you pull back like this, you can really tell it's a line. Anyway, I'm going to quit talking now. And we're going to just look at some pattern forming. There's another V over here somewhere. Right there. There's another V. Let's see. There's a bigger V over here, but oh no. This is happening inside, on the inside surface of the glass. I can't clean it off. I cleaned the glass so good before I sat it down with peroxide, which if you need a little tip, a household tip on cleaning your glass, use peroxide. I used to use alcohol, but it would get to a point where it would kind of smear. There would be a residue and it would just smear. Peroxide just burns through it. Your glass will be crystal clear. Alright, come on, focus. Where are you? But yeah, so this stuff here, that's on the inside of the glass. And this is the V that I was saying we were going to come look at, but this stuff on the inside of the glass is kind of messing up that view. And I try to be real careful when I sit the glass down. I try to sit it straight down, not shifting it or pulling it or moving it, because this would happen if I did that. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on here with this stuff on the inside of the glass. There's a straight line. Oh, my mouse is being difficult. Okay, so there's the line. Let me get it focused. Come on. Alright. So it goes like this. We're going to try to see it better. There's the line. I assume you can see it, but I'll still... There's a circle. I was waiting for a circle. I see these circles, and normally I'm seeing them, I'm actually too close, but I can tell that there's a circle, and it's usually because of the fibers and the hydras. Not so much the scatter, the little particles, but I will see where and I don't know if people can see that or not. I see it here too, so it's probably one over here. I'll see in a minute. Let's take a look. All right. Now, I know there are fibers inside the circle, I know, but a lot of times I will see where it looks like the fibers are forming circles. There's some straight lines. Wouldn't you like to know what it is they're making? I would. I would like to know what this is. It's not just dust. I mean, anybody who's going to say, Ann, that's just dust, you're crazy. Come on now. I've worked very hard for years now to show that there's something crazy going on. You wouldn't believe the things I've gone through just to determine I was going to do this. And yes, you better believe people have tried to stop me. Yeah. Yes, they have. Let's see, where's something else? There's something over here. So the scatter, the messy stuff, but it's making something. I'm not sure what it's making. I say that because, I mean, you can see there's something intentional here. Another thing, I don't see it so much in this one. I was looking for it a few minutes ago. I mean, I'm not sure how long these things are under construction. But when you see these straight lines like this, the fibers will be a lot of times they'll be going in the same direction. See how they all are starting here and they're going this way? Even though they're curvy and curving, it's almost like they're standing up. I don't think they're standing up, but they seem to be going in a certain direction. Now here you won't see it as much because there's just too much stuff here. And I don't know if it's better to put a lot of dust on the plate or less dust to get these patterns, to be able to see them. They might, totally build a spaceship or something if you put enough dust on there. Or if you don't have enough, maybe you won't see anything. I'm not sure. And when I zoom in, like really zoom in, then sometimes you can see that the fibers are making the line. With it like this, it's not so easy because you see all of the little particles and different things too. So it takes away from just seeing the fibers. Look at this. Okay. So look at these. Look at these. Cross, 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 cross. They're all going in the same way. Goodness. And again, now I know this is the tentacles on a Hydra, but I'm still marking it. this one's kind of off. And that one's kind of off. But they're not going that way. Let's see if you see this line. It's not completely straight, but you see this line? Just look at these yellow dots. I'm not sure about that because it doesn't have anything big. It's just got this, it's like a line between the particles and the void, the dark. Even though the line really isn't straight, it's more of a... But there's some lines for sure. Let's see. Let's look at these. If you try to look at the dark, use the light colored stuff, the stuff, as your outline, and look at the dark. Oh Lord, fly, stop. Sometimes that's how I try to find what they're doing. Doesn't help, but see, I have no idea what this would be. It's just crazy. And I have put out some really wild stuff too, really good stuff that I know. I know people are like, whoa. I'm sure some people think that this is AI or something. I assure you it is not. So I assure you, this is my work. I'm not taking anybody's work. It's not AI. I'm not CGIing anything. It's not generated. Well, the dust is generating it. This pattern forming going on. But no, I'm not. I'm just putting a microscope on the plate and showing you what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to record footage of the zoomed in, so I'm going to start a new recording, and I'm probably not going to talk during that. So I guess people can see that something's going on in the dust. And I'm even more curious to know what it is that they're making. Okay, I'm going to stop here and do more zoomed in footage, and so, okay.